Okay, so here is our week 3 pre-recorded webinar. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to go over tonight is just some general class stuff. We'll go over the week 3 assignments and the discussion board question. We will not be doing the open questions because this is pre-recorded, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so first off, if you've seen any of the other webinars, you probably already know this, so I'll go through it quickly. When will grades be posted? Sometime the Tuesday after the class ends, after 12 p.m. that day. So make sure that all of your assignments have been turned in before that, and be sure to check the grade book and make sure there's nothing missing before that or no discrepancies or anything, because I could be posting grades at as early as 12:01 p.m. the Tuesday after the class ends. Keep in mind that all grades are posted at the same time, so if one student isn't ready, we're all kind of waiting for that one student to finish up. But also keep in mind that if you do, if something happens that was unexpected and you need a little bit of extra time, please feel free to ask, and we can kind of evaluate it at that point. Because I do understand that sometimes things happen that are out of your control, and a little bit of extra time could be helpful. Discussion boards, try to do these earlier in the week. It just kind of makes more sense as you're getting into the material and reading that. It makes more sense to be posting the responses to those discussion boards earlier on. And it also makes it easier for other people to respond to you, since most of the discussion boards do require a response to typically 2 other students in the class. So it makes it easier to respond to other people if everyone gets in there, fairly quickly. If the discussion boards are several parts, it says answer this and this and this, and if you could label those parts of the responses just so they don't get mixed up in just one big paragraph, that does make it easier for me to notice those things, not make any mistakes, and makes it easier for all of us involved. I have a website that does have some samples and some general tutorials and things like that can be found at tinyurl.com/theprofzone. Okay, weekly meetings. Next week we will be doing a Twitter chat, so I'll be posting some directions on that during week 3, so you can prepare for that if you would like to be a part of it. Rubrics, always check those rubrics so you don't miss any points. Just be sure you attend to everything in the rubrics. And the gradebook, just make sure you are checking that gradebook every once in a while. Very rare, but every once in a while somebody will submit an assignment and I can't open up the file, or something happens like that. And the way that I communicate that to you is I'll put a comment in there saying, I can't open this file, could we try again, or something of that nature. So please make sure you're checking that so you don't have a 0 on an assignment that it could just be that I couldn't open the file and you just need to try again and then I can grade it. So just be checking the grade book and making sure everything looks okay. Even check after the class is over. You turn in that last assignment, it's probably worth quite a few points. Go in there and check it out until it's graded, just to make sure that everything's okay, because you don't want to have something go on with that last assignment. Okay, so our week 3 assignments, the discussion board. Try to separate out the sections of your response if you can, but I'll get to that in just a little bit. Assignment number 1 is a copyright infographic. An infographic looks something like this right here, and you can see it's just sort of a graphical way to transmit information that you might find helpful to explain to your class. So it's just kind of a fun way to do that. So I do have an example. It's this example actually on my website, and then there's another example on my website that shows a copyright brochure. And what that shows you is not the infographic example like I just showed you there, but what information should be contained in the infographic. Because remember, these things right here, should be covered in the infographic. Okay, continuing on, assignment number 2, we have a cyber safety presentation. So you can use whatever type of presentation software that you like, whatever you're familiar with. Just make sure that I can open it, obviously. Google Drive, feel free to share the assignment with one other student if you'd like to, and you can collaborate on this assignment if you would like to do that. But if you are going to collaborate on the assignment, please make sure you are using software where you can work on the assignment at the same time. Okay, you need to be able to work on this simultaneously, because that is a little bit different of an experience. So if you're going to work in a group of 2 students, then I'd like you to have that experience, because it is, somewhat of a new experience. So you can't email the presentation back and forth or try to, put it on a flash drive or something like that. So Google Drive works very well if you're familiar with Google Drive. We can have several people working on a presentation at the same time. So if you have any questions about that, let me just contact me and let me know. Narration notes. So narration notes, it does talk about those in the rubric. Narration notes are these speaker notes, basically, right here. Narration notes, I believe, is a Microsoft term, but they're basically these speaker notes that you would type in here. They're kind of like cue cards. So you would type information to remind you what to present. So you would type that down there, and then you could refer to that during a presentation. A presentation is if you're presenting to a live group. Be sure you do add those where it says to add those. Okay, next, our discussion board. So we do have a discussion board question there, and basically you're looking for an educational website. You do need to find that on these pages in the book. You're going to have to post the website, the name of the website, the page number you found it in the textbook, or the URL is also good as well. If you can't find one that you like in the book, then just let me know and we can talk about it. You probably got some good ones up your sleeve there. You're going to talk about what the website does, a brief explanation of a web-based learning activity that you could use this website for in the classroom. Should be your own original idea, so it's not something that you've gone to explore learning. Let's say if you use gizmos in the science class and they give you lesson plans for that, that wouldn't be what we're talking about. We want your own original idea on how to use this website in the classroom, and then a brief explanation of how the educational website enhances learning. So what does it do for you in your classroom? How does it enhance the learning experience for your students? And that's about it for this week. If you have any questions, then go ahead and let me know. Thank you.